you totally think it has this thing, and other people have been, yeah, that's a great idea, and no, it fucking sucks. And I think that
suck.
You know what I mean? But
That
like you got the people that are really successful are the ones that can pivot quickly and be like, hey, this doesn't work. I tried it. It's fucked up. I thought it was great. It isn't. I fucked this idea up. Next. The ability to pivot, the ability to move on quickly from things.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Miller Uncensored.
Oh, yeah. 18? 17?
18, I think.
Number 18.
Yeah, 18.
All
We're
right.
getting close. We're getting close to almost a half a year. It's 52 weeks.
So 26?
Yeah.
We're 8 away. All right.
8 weeks away to half a year of doing the podcast.
Podding.
I think that's kind of crazy.
That's sweet.
To be honest, it has kind of gone by fast.
Always does, doesn't it? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So last night we were talking about it was more related to business, but it was also just related to life in general and like what motivates people to do what they do, and how many people have jobs, how many people have careers, how many people have their own businesses, how many people run other people's businesses, and it's like, what are the defining factors? One of the my favorite books I've ever written is called Grit, read. It's called Grit, and it just talks a little bit about why, a huge study on all these different factors of why people have grit. Why do they have gumption? Why do they have the ability to persevere and press through situations? And other people don't. Other people are just totally satisfied with just going and getting like the nice little job and making their money and saving for 30 years and having a great retirement.
Yeah.
And that's all, it all makes sense because it like works for those people. But it's like, what are those defining factors?
Well, yeah, what makes it that they don't want to go any further?
Yeah.
That's kind of what confuses me.
Well, our situation is like what, I was making a lot of money working for a large corporation.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 43 hours a week.
Wow.
Sick ass.
That's pretty nice.
Like freaking bonus structure, fully funded expense account. Could eat anywhere, drink anywhere, do anything, go anywhere, travel around the country, and just fix restaurants, fix other people's problems. And I wasn't happy with it. Like tons of money, as much money as I've ever made. And I'm like, all right, this isn't the answer.
I don't know though. I think if the family circumstances were a little bit better, I think you would have probably liked it much more.
Perhaps. But I think if the family circumstances were much better, I would have probably been a little more frustrated and annoyed with being on the road as much as I was. I mean, I didn't like being away from you guys as much as that was. Like, I would have never stayed in that job.
I think that also led to you taking the job anyway.
Yeah, but everything was relatively normal before I took it.
In a way.
And then things blew up. So,
Are you sure you were doing that job? I thought you got that job after.
No, we were all still together when I took that job. Because I was the GM of Biltmore, and they were like, do you want to do this?
I remember you being like a regional before.
I was a regional. Then I kind of got like demoted when the company got bought back by Fox, and they fired everybody, but I just got to keep my job, which I don't know why, but I did. Thank you, Mr. Fox. That was pretty money.
Yeah.
And then I took that job. The guy that had the job was like just bailed. He like texted the CEO like over the weekend and was like, I'm not coming back. And he was like the VP of facilities for True. And they came to me and they're like, because I already had a GM in place in Biltmore, so they were kind of looking for somewhere for me anyway.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, do you want to do this gig? And I was like, well, yeah.
It was a pretty good gig.
Yeah, dude, Monday through Friday, no weekends.
Yeah, but like what made you like complacent in your jobs?
I don't think I've ever been truly complacent in my jobs.
Did you never, when you were working at the restaurant before Fox, did you ever, when you were like a GM, did you ever feel like you could just have been a GM forever?
Yeah, there's always that moment where you're like kind of frustrated or upset that like you're annoyed and you're like, I'm not learning that much more. I'm not seeing that much more. I'm not doing enough. Like I'm really not making my way. But it's tough. It's like with the family, it's balanced. I always went into restaurants and was like, I got to get this thing on lockdown. Like I've got to get this place tight. With systems and people and, backup and all that kind of stuff. And I worked really hard to establish in all the restaurants I worked at. Most of them were restaurants that were shitty, and I took them over and made them better. So like the job was to fix them. But like
Yeah.
I worked really hard to get things in place so then I didn't have to work as hard. When you guys were young, it was great to be able to be like, all right, I'm out. Like, you guys got this. I always found somebody that wanted to be a GM, somebody that was hungry, and maybe they were really young and they didn't know what they were doing. But I was like, do you want to learn? And they were normally like, there was always someone on the team that was like, yeah, dude, I'm ready to learn. Like, what do you got? I'm over there. I'm 45, 50 years old teaching kids that are 25, 27, 28 years old how to be GMs. And they're like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm giving them way more. People are like, I can't believe you're teaching him P&L, or I can't believe you're teaching her this, or him or her, or whatever.
Why does that matter? Like, why does that make people upset?
I don't know, because everybody kind of feels like in my experience is everybody kind of feels like, oh, there's a pecking order. There's like, oh, I've been around the longest, so like I'm next in line for the next position.
Is that simply it?
I think that's how people think. They're like, I've been around the longest, so I should have the next opportunity.
Yeah, but is there anything else?
In my world, that's not how it is at all.
Yeah, I mean, when you go into a job,
I can promote whoever I want, whenever I want.
Yeah, I mean that too, but also when you would go into a new job, you would, like you'd be like, I can make it to the top.
Well, yeah, I
Like,
never
don't
doubted
have
that.
to-
I
don't
never
have to,
doubted
like-
any of that.
I don't have to like spend a certain amount of time like
The minute I
doing
became
shit.
a manager in 1997, I was like, I want to be an operating partner. Like I'd never been a manager before, but I was like, all right. I mean, so I manage these people and we serve a shitload of Chinese food and everyone likes me and they work hard for me. Well, if I can do that and I can train and I can teach and I can educate, all I really got to do is go learn a lot more about the job. I just need to learn more. I don't have the knowledge yet to be able to do this job. It's not that crazy, but it's stuff that you got to know. And so I just started eating stuff up. And anytime they were like, who wants to take this on? I'd be like, I will. Even got myself in trouble. My GM sat me down. He goes, you're taking on too much. You take on all these projects because you want to do them, but you don't seem to like finish them as well as you do getting them started. Like you got like 5 or 6 projects on the plate, but you're not finishing any. He's like, you need to take it and finish it and then move on to the next project. And I'm like, I know, but I'm so fucking excited, man. Like, I just want to like do more shit. Like I want to learn. I want to develop. Like I was psychotic, quite honestly, at Chang's because it was blowing up and it was big and it was happening. And we were, hey, you need to fly out here and train this team and open this restaurant and do that thing. I mean, that energy itself was self-fulfilling. So like that got me jazzed up, man. I was like every day when I was at Chang's, especially at the beginning of management in Tempe, I mean, I was so excited to work every day. Like I was so like, I like went in like with a purpose.
Yeah, I feel like you had a little bit of purpose and like more money, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, my first salary at Chang's was $32,000 a year. Okay.
Jesus.
That's not doing too good.
That's like,
Okay. This is 97.
yeah.
Okay. We're talking.
But 30,000.
Okay. 32,000 plus the opportunity to make bonus. And that year I made,
Were servers making less?
I was making about $40,000 in serving when I went to management. About 39,000. When I took the 32,000, it was a pay cut, but we got bonused monthly. And I made another $9,000 in bonus that first year. So previously as a server, I'd made 38, which a lot of it wasn't necessarily taxed as much. So that's increase. But then when I took the management position, that's all taxed. So pretty much I didn't take a step back financially. How the money came in was very different. I had no opportunity to like pick up an extra shift and make more money. That kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Because that I always had that. It was always like, man, I'm going to be short. Well, it looks like I got to work a double today. So I just, I got lucky in that regard. A lot of people that are serving take a decent pay cut that first year. And normally you get the next raise and then you get the next opportunity and then boom, you're in the groove. And you're making more. And the great thing about on a salary is like you get your 2 vacations a year. You know, that was 20 days of vacation time we got. You know, like I got paid during my vacations. As a server, I never got paid. Like when you saved up money to go out of town and you saved up $2,000 to leave for 10 days, well, you didn't not only just save up $2,000, you also didn't make the $2,000. So like that vacation was a huge hit.
Yeah.
So that was nice. So you know.
Yeah, I guess that changes things too. When you're out of town, you're still making money.
Yeah, when you're laying on the beach, sucking on a Corona, and you know that freaking come Friday you're getting your paycheck, even though you didn't work all week. It's a nice thing. It's nice to know. Then the next year you get 3 weeks. The next week you get 4 weeks. You know, you move up.
Yeah,
if it's a good company. Your restaurant management isn't a great gig. You know, you get into restaurant management because the company you're with normally. The only reason I got into it and I fell in love with it because we were growing immensely and quickly, and it was exciting. You know, and there was an opportunity to be like, shit, we're going to go public. Well, am I going to get some options? You know, we're going to grow. That means they need more regionals. They need more director of operations. They need, you know, this thing's blowing up. I didn't know. I was naive. I kind of felt like, you know, oh, this is every company. You know, I was like, fuck, every company does this. This is how companies grow. They just blow up and everyone's happy and everything's perfect. And obviously that's not at all how it is. I just was attached to something that was so fortuitous and I just got so lucky in this moment to get a job with them. And it obviously changed my life. It's amazing. It was a great ride. And when I left Chang's, Chang's was stale at that time. You know, we weren't growing, we weren't blowing up anymore. They were changing the structure. We got privatized. And it was like, man, there's nothing left. And that's kind of when I was like, all right, I probably stuck around a year too long. I probably would have liked to have left about a year earlier, but there just wasn't anything ready for me. And then when I went to Fox and True, when I joined Fox and True Food Kitchen, there were 2 restaurants. So it was real easy, once again, to be motivated because you were like, we're blowing this shit up.
Yeah.
We had signed 4 leases, and we're not talking like little shit breather leases, okay? We did freaking Biltmore, then we did Newport Beach. Okay, the Newport Beach store is like 5 minutes off the beach. Sick. Right at Fashion Island. Beautiful. That was number 2. Scottsdale Quarter was number 3. Then San Diego, then Santa Monica. And you're like, all right, we're balling. I mean, this is the highest of the high-end real estate as you can get. Yeah. On the beach. Like, it's just fucking nuts. So, like, that was exciting once again. And it's like when you're with a company, whether it's a restaurant, I've just spent a lot of time in restaurants. When you're with a company and it's growing like that, you get to wear a lot of hats. You get to take on a lot of projects. You get to do things that in an established company you might not get to do because there's enough people there, support staff. But when a company's small and growing, you know, when you're in between that like 2 and 10 range, that shit's squirrely as hell. Like that's where fuckers fail. That's where restaurants always fail, between like 5 and 10. Like if you can get, you know, you can get to 10, you can get to like 10 restaurants normally, like, and kind of manage it yourself. And then it's a whole nother hurdle for go from 10 to 20. And if companies get to 20 restaurants, they're normally going to make it. That's where people get fucked up. That's where shit goes haywire. You know, because
why? Because when you guys started to get up there, you guys were like kind of tripping.
Well, you just, you know, everything gets diluted. You know, it's harder to have impact. I mean, right now I have 1 restaurant. It was even harder when we had 2.
It was hard.
Did I say that in Tempe or did I say that in Scottsdale? When did I do that? Was that Scottsdale? I don't fucking know. That was 2, not 200. So, you know, True was awesome. I got to learn a lot and see a lot. And I got to be part of Fox and I got to work for Sam Fox. And all I've done is work for like legendary badass restaurateur guys. I mean, one of my first jobs was Houston's. I still love that restaurant. I fucking ate there the other night. It was amazing.
So good.
All right. I was with them 3 years and it taught me everything about service. And I've never not been a Houston server since I took that job. I am the same server I was when I learned all that shit. You come to Crust Brothers, you still get Houston service. I mean, I'm pulling straw wrappers. I'm wiping off the table in the middle of the experience. Like, it's Houston's, you know? I mean, I took Houston's to Chang's. I took Chang's to True Food. You know, all that kind of mentality and that serving. So, I mean, I work for Rick Federico. I work for Bert Vivian. I work for, I work for the team at Houston's. And then, I get to go work for Russell Owens from frickin' Brinker International and Sam Fox, who's a legend, and Dan Clay, who's an old Houston's guy that's now a True Food guy that we knew each other. Like, all these things tended to align themselves exceptionally well and allow me to keep my motivational level up. I don't know how people that are restaurateurs and managers of restaurants like keep their energy when they're working for a company that has like 4 restaurants and there's no plans to open more. Like, to me, that's just like, okay.
Yeah, you want to see.
Where am I
growth.
going? What? I mean, I'm hoping for a terming, a quitting, or a dying. Those are my 3 hopes. Okay, one of them is morbid as fuck. And the other one is shitty because someone lost their ass in their job.
Yeah.
And the other one is like, okay, I'm hoping you're going to quit. I mean, that's dumb. You know, so the answer is more opportunity. And I think that more opportunity and having that opportunity and seeing the runway of a company is very valuable. And like, I think companies need to do a better job of like explaining that to their people and being like, hey, here's the future opportunities. Here's where we're going. You know, that either means people that are like motivated and they're like, oh, well, I really want something a little bigger. Well, that's not who we are. You know, maybe you should work somewhere else. But, the restaurant industry, every industry, but I only have the experience, mainly the experience of the restaurant industry. It demands a certain level of passion and excitement. Otherwise, you're going to suck at it. I mean, you have to like serving people.
I think that might be for every job if you are looking for growth.
For sure. And I think that's where the level of excitement comes from for some people. You know, it's funny. I managed people that like, they almost knew they were never going to be a number 1. You know what I mean? They were like great number 2s, like AGMs, or they were my right-hand man. And I'd be like, dude, you need to step up and be a little more like this and be a little more like that. Like, you got to assert yourself and you got to make decisions. And I think that the interesting thing is watching some people that were like, I'm good. Like, I'll be your AGM forever. You know, I make my money, I get my bonus, I get a raise every year. I've got some employee stock purchase I'm doing, 401k. And that's kind of what we talked about. Like,
yeah,
you know, as you grow as you move up in a company, it's a pyramid. I mean, it literally, and it fucking gets tight, man. And the room for error when you're down here, like at the base, you can like fuck all kinds of shit up. You know, you can make mistakes because they hurt, 3 people at one restaurant and, it's not a huge setback. But man, when you're like second in command and you make a call and you're like, I remember the COO of Red Lobster about 10 years ago did this like crab claw fest. And they didn't figure in the cost of the seafood the way they were supposed to. How the fuck you do that, I don't know. But like the price point was so off that it cost them money, and the fest went nuts. And this guy like was fired like 6 months after the thing got started. I mean, he's the COO. Like, you don't get to be the COO of Red Lobster unless you're a baller. Like, that's a tough job.
Dude, did you hear about that guy buying it back and bringing it back to life?
Well, yeah. That's what I mean, though. Like, so that guy's like, fuck yeah.
He came out with the broil.
Yeah.
That's what like is kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of and you look at like Angry Crab Shack. I don't think that necessarily is the most amazing restaurant, but they got a system, man. And it's not that expensive. And you roll in there and you get your seafood fix, and it's a cool, fun, interactive kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And it's very youthful and that. And I mean, shit, what do they have? 8, 9, 10 restaurants? Doing something right. So, but it's interesting how people, there's a guy at Chang's right now that has been the executive chef at the same restaurant for like 18 years.
You were there for 25.
Yeah.
I mean, but you progressed.
A million different jobs, though. I mean, the guy became the executive chef like 3 years into his career and has been there for 23. Like, what else am I doing? Where am I going?
Yeah, like where, is that just like what
Or
you'll
just
do?
I'm good.
Yeah, like this is
I
good.
got it on lock. They, occasionally I have to train a new manager, bring some new people in. Everybody knows my expectations. Like, I treat my team well, and everybody treats me well because I treat them well. And I have a great life. I leave when I'm supposed to leave. I get to spend time at home. I get to do the fun shit I want to do. And, it's a good damn thing that not everybody wants to be Elon Musk. But it's fascinating to see why or why not people
don't want to.
Don't
or
want to.
Don't
Or
want
do
to.
want to.
Or do want to, yeah.
And I think that that's kind of what we're talking about is that level of, and I think that that book about grit is more on the success side.
Yeah.
But I think that there's other things that are on the just sheer, I want to do something.
Yeah, like I have kind of, I mean, at least like, you want to be the hero in your own story. So why wouldn't you want to be like Superman?
I hear you. I've done both. I mean, I've worked for. I mean, I spent the good part of 97 to 19. So what is that? 22 years. I spend the better part of 22 years running other people's companies and being really good at it. So like the restaurant side of what I do will never be in doubt.
Yeah.
I'll never doubt it. The only thing that's in doubt, Crust Brothers or whatever's next, is the concept. Is the concept good enough in its current ideation? And for me, that's it. I can go anywhere in this city right now. Like, give me a fucked up restaurant right now in the city, and I promise you, I'll have that shit on lockdown in 6 months. I'll shit can a bunch of people early. I'll freaking bring in some new people. I'll freaking find a couple managers that are miserable because the place has been shitty for like a year.
Yeah.
And they hate their lives. And I'll be like, look, I hear you. It sucks, but we're going to get it better. Do you want to be part of that? Because you can be the hero too. And the next job opportunity at the next cool restaurant could be yours. But it starts right now. Like, we got to get going right now. We can all fucking look like badass heroes.
You ever had like a lot of your employees try and like fight and like get to a spot?
What do you mean fight? Like they're hungry and they want to move up? Yeah. There was a thing at Fox that like you could promote key hourlies, and then those key hourlies became managers. And if your key hourly became a manager, you got $1,000 bonus. Yeah, dude. And we were growing. So out of the quarter, I promoted 11 people in a year and a half. Yeah, I made like another $11,000 that year.
So all of them became managers?
Yeah. Yeah, they went to Florida and Dallas and Virginia and Denver and California and whatever.
Surprised they didn't make you a regional quicker.
I hear you. I mean, being the GM of the quarter was almost a regional position because, I mean, you had a huge ass team. You had a lot of people. It was a lot of moving parts. And then they threw that Juby shit on me. That was a whole nother concept. They're like, yeah, figure it out. I mean, literally, Sam was like, don't fuck it up. I'm like, I don't know shit about juicing. I don't really know anything about this business. He's like, yeah, I don't either. So fucking figure it out.
Yeah, so you figure it out.
Yeah. You know what I want, so do it for me. Okay. Like literally, that conversation happened in the boardroom at Fox. And then he like walked out, and this is like his favorite saying, but he like walked out and was gone for like a minute. And then he literally like came back by and popped his head in the conference room and looked at me and he goes, oh yeah, Mark, don't fuck it up. I was like, I mean, there were like 6 people, like all bigger salaries than me, like, the top brass, right? And I'm like, okay, Sam, heard. Don't fuck it up. That's your fucking advice
from the founder.
Yeah, don't fuck it up, man. Okay, I'll try. I think. No, you know what I mean? Like,
No, that was popping too. People
yeah.
fucking love that shit.
Yeah. There's but once again, man, it's amazing. Like, we made that cool. Like, juicing was cool and it was the hottest thing. And,
It was hot, dude. It
you
was
know,
hot.
it's still happening now. I mean, there's still all the pressed around, the nectars of the world. We just fucked up and did 100% guaranteed organic all the time. And I mean, everyone's like, oh, well, nectar is and pressed is. And no, they say real big, 100% organic, real small when possible, which means never, because fucking I can't make any money if it's all organic.
Yeah.
So the concept was flawed, but I mean, we made the best juice in the city. The recipes we made, the body karate, and I mean, all the shit we did, all the treats and muffins and, you know, the smoothies and all that stuff, man, that shit was the best. I drink juice still to this day, and it's like, nah, it's not Juby, man. It's not a bazillion.
It's crazy.
It's not a Kale-Aid. I mean, dude, I'd go in there and crush a body karate and a freaking bazillion. Dude, my morning was flying, dude. I was like, yeah, let's go.
That's crazy that good shit
It was
like
so awesome.
really just like jacked your system up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and True was great. You know, True was really cool because it taught me how to eat in a totally different way. And it kind of showed me how like eating certain things like had effect on your emotional state and like your focus and your energy and your passion. It's like real. I mean, I didn't notice it when I was at Chang's. I just ate fucking double pan fried noodles with Mongolian beef all the time, and it was
You're just
tasty.
rushing.
Just crushing food, but I was younger and my metabolism was moving quicker, so I could do it. But man, when I got away from that shit, I realized how much energy it was sapping out of my body.
Yeah.
A lot. So yeah, I mean, I just, you know, I made a lot of luck for myself, but I also had a lot of good luck, and I'm really blessed for that. You know, the luck I've had in my businesses and in my career, and it kept me motivated. And I think that for some people, you have to have that. You know, like I don't think like I was talking to this guy Chuck, and he owns his own landscape business, and when he's the one that did our whole patio, and I asked him, I go, dude, can you give me a stack of your cards? You know, there's a lot of people that are asking about our fat patio and going, who did it? I want to call this landscaper. And nice. And so I said, can you give me a bunch of your cards? Cause I'll give them out to people. And he's like, no. I was like, I'm really confused.
What?
Right now.
Yeah. What? You don't want more business?
He's like, no, I'm good. I have all the business I want. He's like, I have like 100 clients in Paradise Valley and I don't need any more. I don't want any more business. That would mean like another crew and another thing to manage. And he's like, I make great money and I have lots of time off and my clients are my clients. He's like, I don't want any more. He's like, I only did this because John's one of my clients. And so he literally was like, no, I don't know. And he was done. He basically was like, my business is crushing it. He goes, I have 100 clients in Paradise Valley. They all have me doing their upkeep. So that's a project in itself. You know, I got to manage keeping their shit tight. And they're freaking loaded. So every other year, they're like, tear that shit out. Tear that shit out. I want a fucking waterfall over there. And I want a citrus grove over there. And he's like, we just installed all that shit like a year and a half ago. Yeah, fucking get rid of that.
It's fucking ugly.
It's fucking ugly. It's totally outdated. I hate it. Okay, when can you have this done? A month? A month? Can I pay more and get you to do it faster? Probably. Okay, well, that's what I want. How about 2 weeks? I'm having a big party. Get it done. Thanks, Chuck. And it's like, you know, he's like, yeah, I give him the bill. It's like $387,000. And they're like, cool, Chuck, nice work. It looks great. The party's going to be awesome. Okay. Why would you need any more clients?
My party's going to be fucking tight.
It's going to be fat. My place looks sick. Yeah. So like he was like, good. Like, I'm good. You know, and I get it. You know what I mean? Like it's why do people want to do what they do? I think that obviously there's a lot of luck that goes involved. Any small business, like timing, I think is everything. And, you know, we've talked about like, I think the grinding and like being tough and resilient and grit are like the grease that oils the system when the business isn't like blowing up and running itself. Now you can grind and just finally come to the end of the road and be like, all right, this concept sucks and it's not going to work.
Yeah.
you got to make that call at the moment. But I think that there's just a lot of timing that goes on. Mike and I talk about it all the time. And obviously he deals with some pretty big clients. A lot of the guys are either ex-real estate guys or .comers. And he's like, yeah, he goes, this one guy, buys a lot of real estate up there, and he had a freaking software company and had 5 employees, and then a year later he's got 10, and then he's got 20, and he's got 30, and they're doing, $10-15 million a year in revenue after 5 or 6 years. And all of a sudden some huge company comes in that wants to start a new wing of their company. And what his company was doing is exactly what they want. And they came in and they were like, yeah, the future earnings over the next 10 years are going to be XYZ for your company, and we're willing to offer you that. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, we'll buy it right now.
Like 400 million.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm out. I'll take it. Write me a check. And he's like, he's like, I worked my ass off on my business. He's like, but I didn't have some crazy, amazing scheme. Like there was a need for the product that I was developing. I went out and found some smart ass fuckers that code, and they developed it. And I told them what I wanted, and I helped them develop it. And then it got rolling, and people started buying it. And then someone swooped in. He's like, but I could have gone on another 15, 20 years and not my shit. And he goes, the profitability of the company wasn't great for 5 years. We barely made any money. I mean, fuck, Bezos didn't make any money for 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years. And you just keep dumping cash in.
Delivering books to people's houses.
Because you're like, 10 years?
Because you think it's like the next thing.
It's the next thing.
You think it's like the shit.
Yeah, it's going to be the shit.
You're like, yeah, man, all these people, they're just going to be buying books online. Everyone's going to have books like shipped to them, and then we'll like go pick them up. And
we could sell other shit.
Yeah,
like,
we can like send other stuff.
Every shit.
Like anything.
A car. Want a car? You need an air conditioner?
Air conditioner.
I'll have that shit delivered tomorrow.
A sink.
Have it dropped in.
Do you need flour?
Yep. Whatever you want, man.
You need food?
Need some coffee?
Yeah,
some
we got
supplies, you. New clothes?
Anything.
Vacation?
Oh, and we'll be making our own products.
Yeah.
So that they're like cheaper than
other products.
And you'll just buy Amazon basic shit.
Yeah, but it's like what kind of a brain, what kind of a mentality can just sit there and not make money for 10 years and be like, no, this is going to be the shit. Let's keep going. 10 fucking years?
No. This is the shit. No one's leaving.
Yeah. And
so when do you think, we're going to start making some money? I don't ever think we're going to
I don't know.
Money.
The current system.
System clearly is not doing never. Yeah.
Well, what are we doing?
So
I'm coming to work tomorrow. I'm gonna kick some ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's it talk about like entrepreneurs? Like if you truly are a great entrepreneur, just be prepared to like have everyone tell you how stupid you are.
Every day, all day.
Just be like, that fucking idea sucks.
That idea sucks.
That's fucking dumb.
You're just like, well, if we do this, we can change this around.
I really think it'd be cool if we did that.
I think we could start doing that. I think that would be a really good.
No, that fucking sucks.
No, it sucks, man.
So I just saw that there's those guys that interview, like they go rolling up on like really rich dudes and they like interview them.
I think you sent me a clip.
Yeah, I don't know who they are, but that's what they do. And they
Raising Cane's.
Yeah, did I send you that?
I saw it last night.
Yeah, so like I was watching that one, and everyone was like, every fucking bank, bankers who are just
I went to
dicks.
500 different banks.
Banks are just dicks, dude.
And they were
no
just
vision.
Like, no.
Dude, that's dumb as shit.
That's dumb.
Nobody.
No one is gonna just buy chicken tenders.
Yeah, you can't have a concept that's just chicken tenders. I mean, you can have other shit, but you can't just have that. Well, no, I think we just have fucking lemonade and a piece of bread and one sauce. Yeah. No, that's fucking stupid.
And like that's all we sell.
Yeah. Isn't he like $50 billion wealthy?
20 billion.
20 billion.
20 billion.
You're an idiot.
Billion.
I can't. I want to be that dumb.
You're just like, well, we got really good chicken. I think we got really good chicken tenders.
Got a great recipe.
I think people really like the chicken tenders.
Yeah.
And we'll just put like 1 million.
We're gonna have this kick-ass lemonade that we make. That's really good. People are gonna love. We have one sauce. And this fucking toxic bread shit that we spread this fake butter on and put it on the flat top. And it's crispy and delicious. That's a plan.
You like dip it in the sauce.
What if we get some more sauces or we do like this? No. Oh, yeah. You want a chicken sandwich? Yeah. Take those 2 pieces of bread, throw some sauce on it, and a couple chicken tenders.
That's your sandwich.
Well, no, I thought we'd do like another
Another
no.
like bun. You
No.
know, we could get like a real sandwich bun. No.
No, we're
We'll
not
just
doing
keep,
that.
We'll just keep it the same
Yeah,
bread.
there's 10 pounds of chicken tenders. There's the fryer. Drop that fucking shit in there. Yeah, 8 minutes. Boom. Perfection. So simple. A monkey. Trained monkey could almost freaking run that shit. And that's why it's good and it's consistent. But I mean, how many other concepts did have one thing, you know? Like, how you know, is there a guy out there that just had like the tater tot concept? And he had like a bunch of tater tot, like, I've had like tater tot nachos.
They have
delicious
tater tot nachos at Domino's.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to have all tater tots. I haven't seen that concept, but I guarantee someone tried it. Or the guy that does just hot dogs, you know? So it's, you know, I think
Wiener Schnitzel.
that grit and that passion and that drive and love of like your idea, you know, people are going to shit and poo poo all over your freaking shit. And that's, you know what I mean? They are. They're going to just, and you got to be so tough to be like, fuck off. Like, I don't.
Yeah, like, I think my thing is cool.
Yeah,
like,
my shit's legit.
I'm going to just keep doing this.
I mean, there's shit people come to me with and they're like, yo, this. And I go, that sounds fucked up.
It's really dumb.
Like, that's dumb as
Shouldn't do
shit.
that.
I said, but you know what? They're like, oh man, really? You think? I go, yeah, but by the way, that's just my opinion. Like, I would not be excited to help develop that concept.
Yeah, but someone else might will.
I said, but you could be right. And there's probably a good chance I could be wrong. It's happened a lot. So, like, don't be mad or sad that I said I didn't like it. I mean, you could come 8 years from now and be like, Mark, I want you to run my company. It's blowing up and I need your freaking skill set.
Your expertise.
And I'll be like, yeah, dude, I love your company now. It's badass.
Your company's huge. Like, it's growing really fast.
I would love to be part
Cool.
of it. I didn't think there was much to it, but now that I know there is, I will run the fuck out of this thing. Let's blow this shit up. So,
Why don't you just try another concept?
I don't know. We'll see. You know, it's
Because if Crust Brothers doesn't work,
well, no, I mean, I think maybe there's a little bit for me right now. Like, I have a little bit of complacency. Like, my focus right now, obviously, my first focus was Tempe. Great, that's solved. Tempe solved. It's a good thing to have out of the way.
Yeah.
My next major focus is freaking Malaya getting to New York. I mean, that takes some serious planning.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I got rental cars. I got you guys coming. I got freaking.
I mean, we got the place. We got the flights.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, it's coordinating every day. I got to freaking do all her bullshit, and then I got to freaking take the car out to LaGuardia, and then I got to get a freaking Uber back from LaGuardia, and then I got to, I mean, everyone always thinks shit's easy. It ain't easy. I got to get a rental car here, then they're not real happy about it.
We'll Uber to wherever you guys are.
Okay, the whole point is, I'm just saying, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Getting her out there and making sure she's like good. It's not like we're fucking taking her to Tucson.
No, but we can order. She can order whatever she needs.
I'm merely stating, though, it's not that easy. It's like stressful. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that goes into everything. Everyone thinks that everything's easy, and then they start doing it. Look at you. What did you just say? I got to get a fucking different computer. Okay.
Really, for me, it's just about money.
Well, that's fine.
Money's issue.
Yeah, whatever. Money's a lot of the issue. And what did the guy Kane said he did? What did he do? He did something fucking hilarious to get the money.
He worked somewhere.
Yeah.
He just worked there and saved up money and pulled out credit cards and shit.
Yeah, and that's how he started.
The
his
same
first
guy
Cane's.
with Tito's.
Yeah.
He's got $1 billion company, Tito's Vodka.
Yeah.
And he pulled out $90,000 in credit cards so that he could order all the stuff to make vodka in Texas.
Let's fucking do that shit.
And it was we should make a vodka company, a good vodka.
It's just those kind of balls, I think, are unique. And obviously there's just not that many people. And I think that there probably could be more of those people. I just think people are really scared of risking everything. You know, I think people are truly afraid. Oh, I've got this job. And man, then you throw in some kids and a wife or a husband, and that puts pressure on your willingness to freaking go fucking all in. You know, you're not just fucking with it's easy when it's your life. You know, that's
You're
easy.
Right. That definitely is a total different aspect to it.
You know, it's I'm on my own. Like right now, I could do whatever I want. Like you guys are like older, like you're doing your own shit. Maddie's graduated. Malaya's going off to college. You at this point aren't going. Like you're doing your own shit. Like I can take bigger risks now. It's not going to make you homeless. You know, you're not going to have to totally alter your lifestyle because I risked a bunch of money and it went to shit. I mean, what, that guy at fucking GoPro, man, he started 10 corporations that bankrupted before he got GoPro. I mean, the guy's now like a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that is Steve Jobs making 1,000 phone calls before someone said yes to Apple. You know, Bezos, I'm gonna lose money for 10 years. I mean, those are the biggest of the big.
Yeah, and they had like ridiculous stories. Like not even like, oh, you know, the startup was good, you know, we were making money here, and then we just kind of got this big. No, we were in the absolute trenches.
Yeah. Also, like
Like
no
in
money.
the bottom of the pit. Yeah,
Like
no money.
Sam told me one time that his first restaurant down in Tucson that he fully owned, and when he started Fox Restaurant at Wildflower. So Wildflower's first restaurant, he's like, Mark, he goes, literally, I had to roll over to my dad's one day and beg him for $1,000 so I could throw it in the bank to make sure we made payroll. Like there was not enough money in the account to make payroll. Like we would have had to like tell our staff, you can't get paid this week. He's like, that's how low it got. Like that's how desperate it got. And then he sells his company for $360 million to Cheesecake Factory. That's a big gap. I need $1,000, Dad, or here's $360 million. I mean, that's serious. And so it's like, you know, just that, I think that fear alone fucking freaks people's brains out. And they're like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. That's way too terrifying. I don't have the balls to handle that kind of stress.
Yeah. So I'm just going to like work
a
manager position.
And I think people too, like they always feel like they have this trade that where it's like, well, if I go to this big corporation, I have more security because it's like as an employee of any company anywhere in the world, you don't really have any security. You know what I mean? I mean, your security is based on like your skill set and your skill level and how much they need you. Now that's how you build security. You know, you're so valuable to the company, they would never get rid of you. But like, as far as just thinking, oh, it's a big company, it's like, well, that doesn't mean shit. You know, my friend Chad, his dad worked for PageNet. They were the largest pager company in the world. And then boom, cell phones hit. I mean, a giant corporation, a giant business gone with it.
What happened to it?
6 months. No one bought pagers anymore. No one was using pagers anymore. It was over. They had cell phones.
Yeah, but what happened to all those people?
They fucking got shit canned, fired, reduction in force, let go. You know where a lot of them went? They went over to a cell phone company and got another job.
T-Mobile.
Because the shit was different, but similar.
AT&T.
There were skill sets. So there's just, there's no real security other than, you know, it's like someone that's a professional athlete. You're as good as your last game, you know? And I think that fear is what, you know, makes people make decisions that are probably a less adventurous, less exciting, less freaking just balls out. Like, fuck it, I'm going for it. And so there's probably a lot of ideas that don't ever get off the ground, which is too bad because there's probably a lot of great ideas that could have been amazing things and we'll just never know. But I mean, as far as like the people that want to like reach out and do
that's a very good question.
It's crazy because I've had the luxury of knowing like brothers inside a company where one brother is like running the company and the other brother is just like, you know, like working in the marketing department. And it's like, you're brothers. Like you were raised in the same house. Like you were shown the same things. Like you did the same stuff. And one of you is just totally like chill. I'm just going to make some cash and do my thing and not have a lot of stress and pressure on me. And the other one is like,
I'm running this shit. I'm
going to fucking blow this shit up. Like I'm going to have 100 restaurants. Let's do this. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just fascinating to see who the people are that are going to take the biggest risks. And why, like why they are. That book on grit, it's like they had literally like parents that were interviewed and they had like 4 kids. And they're like, this kid did this, and then this kid did that, and then this kid did that, and then this kid over here. And it's like, they all were doing different shit, and the highest of the high, and not necessarily the lowest of the low, but the like. This guy was like a freaking kindergarten teacher, and this guy was the CEO of like $1 billion corporation, like the 2 of the 4 children in a family. What went on there? And I'm not, we always get caught up in money. Money is obviously something that's easy to get caught up in, but it's deeper than that, because it's not, and not everyone's motivated by money. You know what I mean? Everybody wants money. Everybody wants to have money, but like that might not even be in your top 5. I have a niece who loves to do what she does. She's a freaking doctor.
Yeah.
She went to school long enough for them to put freaking doctor in front of her name. I mean, that's badass. I mean, being a doctor of anything's badass.
Impressive.
And it exists. And that's what she totally loves. Like that's like, that's like being once again, it's becoming a doctor. I mean, like, this is my life choice. Like, this is what I want to do with my life. So like, she's totally winning.
Yeah. She's winning more than any of us.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Like,
she's doing what she wants to do, and she's getting paid to do it.
But like, but is there any way she could develop a product or a company to become a Fortune 500 $1 billion corporation with her degree? There's a chance, but most likely you're booking in to work with people because that's really what your passion is.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to work with people. You want to help people. You don't necessarily, you're not just trying to get paid. But it's interesting to see, how different people move up and grow and develop. I look at just having the wherewithal and the knowledge. I mean, Rick Federico was he was being groomed to take over for Norman Brinker, which was Chili's and Macaroni Grill, and I mean, massive company, right? Brinker International's huge, and I mean, he basically blew Macaroni Grill up, like was a huge part of like why that concept grew. And all of a sudden, this dude calls him up and says, "Hey, do you want to get together and have dinner while you're in town? I'll fly you to Scottsdale, and I want you to see this concept." And at the time, we had I think 5 locations. There were like 5 PF Chang's, and Paul Fleming got Rick Federico to leave his ascension to be the CEO of Brinker International, a fairly good job, and be like, "No, man, I'm gonna go run this little Chinese thing going on out west." I mean, the people at Brinker had to be like, "Wait, what are you talking about? Like, you're the man. Like, you're gonna be running all this shit. Like, you're gonna, you're the guy." No, I'm good. Like, this little Asian thing. What are you fucking talking about? You gonna go work at a Chinese restaurant? Are you crazy? These like, how do you know? You know what I mean? Like, how many guys have like taken a job like that and it's totally blown up and gone to like shit? It's happened.
For sure.
It's had to happen. But like, so I mean, I think it's that, are you willing, like, by the fact that he did it, he's almost saying, well, I'm not going to fail. I don't, the concept's good. I'm great. I'm fine. Like, I'm already great at this.
Yeah.
And this shit's fucking taking over. Like, people are getting in fights who was in line first. Is that insane? And it's like, he was like, yeah, well, this is great. Like, in his mind, there were people that were like, "You're fucking crazy, dude.
You should be a CEO of Brinker."
CEO of Brinker, I'm going to run these like 5 Chinese restaurants. What the fuck are you talking about? Sounds awful. Yeah, move my whole family out west, and it's cool.
We're going out west, you're going to run this Chinese
We're
place.
out.
What? You're going to run all of Chili's and Macaroni Grill?
Yeah, just all that shit. And a bunch of other shit too.
Yeah, a bunch of other
Brinker's
shit.
huge. They were the Cadillac of freaking the industry. Like, everybody worshipped them. Like, they were the shit. There was like 1,800 Chili's nationwide. I mean, just fucking blowing up. And so, how do you have that moment? How do you decide and go, yeah, fuck that?
How did he end up on the board of Domino's?
Well, once you get to a level that he's at, a lot of boards call you. Yeah. I mean, that's what you do. Like you get to baller status and then everybody wants you to sit on their board.
To like
Yeah,
help.
because normally there's anywhere from like 3 to like 9 board members. And normally like good boards, I mean, I don't know that much about it. I've never sat on a board. Hope I get to one day. But the reality is like you want your board to be like very diverse. You want like someone in that worked for Ford Motor Company for 25 years. You want someone that, has a huge advertising background. They spent time in Manhattan. This guy is like Mr. Fast Food. This guy over here is
Yeah.
like he was, worked with the Mastros group for like 20 years on steakhouses or, or this guy was in pharmaceuticals. This guy's in insurance because you're getting that crossover of industries, and you might be selling baseball bats. Who knows what you're doing? Who knows what the products are, but like having that diversity and people to be like, you know what, I don't really see it that way. Instead of like all people in the same industry. And that's why you have a board, because you really want, that shit's so fat. You like meet 4 times a year and you make like 200 grand a year.
Yeah.
They could fly you in and you get to like ball out at like some sick resort for 3 or 4 days and like talk about the company. And then people leave boards or people remove people from the boards and then obviously the chairman of the board and Rick was CEO of Chang's and chairman of the board. So like total baller.
Yeah.
Like you're
basically
you're
like
running
2
it, but you're
people.
also like running the board. And I
Yeah.
talked to him about it, and it's like, certain people just have that ability to make things happen against all odds. I mean, I remember, and looking back, I look at Chang's and we spent a lot of money on labor. There was always a lot of labor in the building. But it's kind of one of the things that made our concept great. People had time at the table to fucking mix up some sauce and help you with your food and pour more wine and change out the plates and just make it this kick-ass experience. Well, that's what you needed. You needed those bodies. And as soon as, every year Rick's like, yeah, dude, the board would come to me and be like, we got to do better on labor. We got to do better on labor. And he's like, look, we make more money every year. Next year we're going to open up 14 restaurants. That's going to make us more money. And the ability to freaking keep our current restaurants kicking ass while we open more restaurants, that's what's going to make this company great. And he's like, I just stayed the course. And people would be like, come on, man, we got to do better. We got to do better. And he'd be like, no. He just kept pushing the board off, being like, no, well, this is how we're doing it. Fuck you. And it's like, that takes balls. And you push too hard and they're like, let's get rid of this guy.
Up that high and your company gets sold, do you like have options?
Just depends on the deal. I mean, normally, yeah. I mean, when Centerbridge came in and bought Chang's, I got to figure like Rick and the top 10 people just got, I mean, they got all their stock bought too. And they had a lot. The tender offer was like $8 or $9 above freaking market rate. I think it was trading at like 51. And I think the tender offer was like 58, 59. So everybody was like, fuck yeah, I'll take that money. I mean, that's like freaking, right now, a freaking, what, 8, 9, 10, no, not even like a 15% gain. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on the deal. But normally when companies are taken over that way, like normally they're going to come in and they're going to keep some people. But normally it's a bit of a fire sale. You're like mid-level management.
Done.
You're fucking toast.
Really? Why is that?
Well, I mean, companies get fat. You know what I mean? Like companies get fat. They just, and anyone takes over a company is going to look at it and go, where's the money? If we're going to buy this thing, where are we going to make our money next year? Well, they came in and they were like, get rid of a front of the house manager, get rid of a back of the house manager. Fucking, that's what we're going to do next year. Well, that's 100 grand plus bonus. So more like 120 grand out of 220 restaurants. That's a lot of money.
$2 million.
And boom, profit. Immediate. Well, those people were doing some shit. Now they're not doing it anymore. And you got that guy who's new, he's doing it. And he's overworked. And he's looking at other jobs. Because this sucks. And all of a sudden, death by 1,000 cuts, your company sucks. So, in the business world, man, it's kind of crazy. What's the right call? I mean, I've learned the lesson of like the minute a venture capital company comes in and buys something, normally it turns it to shit. Normally they're going to bleed that shit.
Yeah.
Now there's some situations where like you got venture capital guys that come in and are like, oh, look, you're doing well. Like you're doing well, but you're outmatched, you're overworked, you don't have the horsepower. I can give you $100,000 in capital. We can buy 4 more trucks that can clean, get 250 more jobs for cleaning, and we'll blow this shit up because your reputation's great. You've got a good workforce. You know what you're doing. You're already established in the community. Let's blow it up. Now that's a good thing. I mean, that's what Mike does. I mean, all he does is look at companies and go, "There's room in the sector for more business."
Yeah.
So let's go get it. I want control, but you run the company. And so those are good moments because you're like, I want to grow, but I don't have capital. Like I got to grow really slow. I got to work 6 months really hard to get up enough money to buy another truck. Instead of some dude coming in being like, here's $100,000, go buy yourself 5 trucks right now. And a year later, you're balling out. Like shit's going well.
Yeah.
So that's the good side of that. But when companies have kind of pinnacled on their like trajectory of growth, there's no more growth available. Like, what are you going to do?
So the PF Chang's isn't in Dubai anymore?
No, I think that international is probably where Chang's is still growing. But those are all licensing contracts. All that those are is like whoever owns the mall or whoever builds the restaurant, they basically like, okay, we're going to open 10 Chang's in the Middle East. Well, they then go in and basically just pay a licensing fee to Chang's every year for that concept. So like, yeah, we go over, we help them open it, we do our thing with them, we train them, we teach them. We don't let them get totally fucking sideways, because all of a sudden your concept is shit and it's not even the same. But like they just pay $250,000 per store. So Chang's just makes that money every year. I mean, that's just cash. And if they want to do more, then that's another $250 a year on that restaurant. But no, all those are still good. I think they've changed or they've closed a bunch of bistros, but I don't know if any here in the Valley, but I know nationwide there's been some closures. Definitely a lot of payways. A whole bunch of payways.
What, they closed them?
Yeah.
Why's that?
They just never made money. I mean, Payway itself never made money. It made money like 1 year, and they never paid G&A, which is like the finance or the business side of like the support team. So like there was Chang's, the bistro, and then there was Payway. Well, Payway never paid for the accounting and the finance and that. Like they never paid for any of that. The bistro carried it because they were so trying to make it make money. You know what I mean? And it made money like 1 year out of like 20.
Yeah.
It's never made money. It was supposed to do $40,000 a week.
Payway's never made money?
And it did no, never. Made money 1 year, but like I said, no G&A. So like if you would have charged them the proper amount of freaking general administration shit, they would have not made money even that year.
Jesus. They're still open.
Tons of them. There was like 420 of them.
Why?
Exactly. All you are is a big employer. You just employ a shitload of people. And then you employ a bunch of you employ a bunch of support staff. So you can be like, oh, well, that sucks. Well, it doesn't suck for all those people that are working there.
I guess you can pull out assets against.
They're all making money.
Your net
There's
worth.
all these people making money. But like, as a business, no, why would you keep doing that?
So strange.
I mean, you open a restaurant and it makes a little bit of money. And then you open another restaurant and it makes a little bit of money. You open a third restaurant, it makes a little bit of money. You're kind of like, okay, there's a lot of work for a restaurant that's not really making that much money. Now you open a restaurant and you do $2 million and you can roll 20% of the bottom line. Okay, well, a $2 million restaurant that spends off $400,000 a year, that's a worthy pursuit. I'm going to open 10. There's my $4 million a year. just
year.
kicking it. So it's once again, it's like, how do you know? And there's so many, like I've seen so many concepts that like were blowing up, and then all of a sudden they were just like gone, and you were like, "Fuck, what happened?" You know what I mean? They're like just gone, like they don't exist anymore, and you're like, "Holy shit, those people! That place was legit." Like I
just fizzle out.
Well, they just don't have enough money, and then the person who's running it leaves, and then there's no culture, and then it slows down. And I mean, I was so naive to all of this at my young days at Chang's. I didn't know. I just thought, well, this isn't that hard, because I was really good at it.
We're balling.
I was really good at it. Wherever I worked, people liked me. They liked working for me. They made good money. I was a good trainer. I was a good trainer of managers, and I enjoyed the work. I mean, I did. I enjoyed coming in at, Saturday night was a little stressful because I knew I'd be on the desk, and that was always stressful. When you have 13 pages of wait list and there's freaking a 2.5 hour wait, that can get stressful. But every time I did it, I like all during the day, I'd work at like 3. I was the closer. I would just be at home like geeking out, like, okay, I'm going to fucking kill it tonight. Like I would get so excited to go in and just be like, all right, I'm rocking this shit. Like it's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge. I'm going to have to freaking throw down.
It's good though. It's good that you had that.
Why I had that? I don't know. Why I wanted to be like that? I don't know, but that shit was exciting. Hell, I almost flunked out of ASU in my final semester just because I wanted to be at Chang so much serving tables. Because I was like, who the fuck's coming in? I mean, I got to wait on Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley at one time. I mean, like, who would want to do that over going to a finance class?
It's pretty crazy.
Finance 435 or Sir Charles and MJ? I'm taking Sir Charles and MJ every time because that's badass. Who gets to wait on those two together? I did. And I wouldn't have had that opportunity if it wasn't for Chang's. But it's, the figuring out, what is going to, get you motivated, get you excited, get you passionate about something or not, I mean, we have family members that have grinded their way through a freaking, manufacturing job and now are living their dream, and that's, I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer for me, let alone someone else. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like everyone, do this or do this or do that. It's like, fuck, you don't know shit, bro. What do I say all the time? The only thing I know is that I don't know shit. That's it. That's one thing I do know. And I go into every situation thinking that way. Because like I said, people be like, oh, I want to fucking, I remember Dave Church was like, I want to have like bicycles that can like break down, basically e-bikes. And he's like, I want to offer it so like you can call me and I will go to the bar you're at and drive you home. Like drive you home in your car. Like this is a service that we're going to provide. Kind of like Uber basically. But like I'm going to meet you in my car, but I'm going to drive your car home and I'm going to put my like e-bike in your trunk. And then after I drive you home, so you're at home, you're safe, you didn't drive drunk, I get you all situated or whatever, and you pay me, I get on my e-bike and head back to the bar. Put that e-bike in my car, and then I go home or do another job.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think that'd be a kick-ass thing. And like in its kind of brainchild moment, it's a good idea. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense, if people would use it.
So he had Uber before Uber.
Yeah, like that was Dave's idea, and I was like, I don't know.
How about you just drive them home?
There weren't e-bikes then, really, but there are other things. It's like, look at the scooter thing. The scooter thing was so quick.
It was so fast,
and it's gone.
It's gone.
Like there was no money in it. You couldn't charge enough for there to be money in it.
Oh.
I mean, how many people? I mean, there's a woman that did some marketing for us at Crush Brothers. And she's like, yeah, we had a huge scooter business. We spent all our fucking time driving all over town, scooping up scooters. And then we paid people to like go get them, give them like $1 a scooter when they brought them in or whatever. And she's like, they'd be all broken and fucked up and people would wreck them. And she's like, yeah, we lost our ass. Like we invested all this money in this like scooter business and it's fucking garbage. Now I've got like a warehouse full of like 250 scooters, like doing nothing with them. Because somebody went all in. Somebody was like, fuck yeah, this is going to be legit. and it just was
Like people are
garbage.
gonna like ride these little scooters around, and then like
And I mean, I love those scooters.
and you're fucked up. Like you won't get DUI.
Yeah, they're fucking cool as shit. And in like beach communities or cool areas where there's like a cool urban environment where you
Yeah.
can like get around town on your scooter, like hell yeah. But dude, that shit's dead.
Yeah, gone.
Like it was cool and then it's gone. And you're like, fuck, how does that business not be successful? It just wasn't. You know, the dollars of it don't do it. And I think in a business sense, I think having the strength to look at your shit and be like objective about it is really hard.
What
Yeah.
about your concept?
Whatever idea, like like you're jazzed up, you're excited, you totally think it has this thing, and other people have been, yeah, that's a great idea, and no, it fucking sucks. And I think
That
that's
suck.
you know what I mean. But
That would
like you got the people that are really successful are the ones that can pivot quickly and be like, hey, this doesn't work. I tried it. It's fucked up. I thought it was great. It isn't. I fucked this idea up. Next. The ability to pivot, the ability to move on quickly from things. It's like at the restaurant, people are like, you don't really, why did you hire this person? Why did you hire that person? I go, the reality is, my system of hiring and firing is hire fast, fire fast. Like, bring them on.
Yeah.
Bring them on quick. Okay, you want to work here? I don't fucking know you. And what's good? What is going to be good about us talking for 45 minutes? You're going to tell me what I want to hear. I'm going to accept it or not. But really what it comes down to is I'm really not going to know if you're a hard worker until you start working.
They're working, yeah.
So like, I'm not going to waste my time with a bunch of bullshit fucking questions about what motivates you and this and that. I'm going to throw you into the deep end, hope you can fucking swim. And if you make it to the shallow end, you're probably going to work here for a few years. And I made a good idea. Or you absolutely suck and you don't even know how to run the fucking dish machine on your third day, which is all of pushing a rack in there and shutting the fucking door. And you don't get it. You come in high, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like you're fired. Hey, it's not going to work out. Next. So it's like hire quick, fire quick. If you can do both, then that's your interview process.
Yeah.
So it's, that's hiring and training is a fucking bitch, but people are going to do shit on their own. You know what I mean? People are motivated on their own for the most part. I can get people excited, get people motivated, hold them accountable to the job that they need to do. But, the best employees are the ones that take hold of it and just do it on their own. Like, you're not up there worried about getting fired at Chula. You're not up there like stressed about what they do. You're like, the work needs done and I'm going to fucking throw down and do it. And I'm going to find little ways every day to keep myself stimulated. And I'm just going to kick ass. And even if I have 3 or 4 people that I'm looking at right now that aren't doing fucking shit and are basically making the same money as me, well, whatever. I'm happy. I make good money and I'm the shit. I know I'm the shit and everyone else fucking knows it too, but I already know it. And you're like, I take pride in being great at this job. That doesn't equate to dollars, but equates to me feeling good when I leave and being excited about me coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
But what is that? How'd you get it?
It's a good question.
I mean, how did you get that? How did I get that? How did Ed get that?
I feel like I got it from you.
Maybe. I mean, you've definitely
Just
watched what I do.
Seeing you do it and be like, all right, well, like
you never saw
if you can,
me
like, be invested in your work. Like, it doesn't seem like it's a very challenging thing. Like, it's work, but it's something, I don't know.
We talked about
hard
it.
It is kind of hard
2
to
pods
explain
ago.
because.
But like, you never had me. I never came home. Like, you never saw me super upset, frustrated, or pissed off about my work.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know what I mean? Like, you even remember ever.
Yeah, you coming home and be like, fuck,
Work
this at work,
sucks,
this
fucking-
work. Like, I hate working.
I mean, when I walked in the door, I was like, "What's up?"
You guys are like, there wasn't really any talk of work. You'd just be like, how was work? And it would be like, good. Like, it was good.
Yeah, but it's like no one's ever had to like, no one's ever had to be like, you need to fix your attitude. Like you're this sucks. You're not happy. One time, actually, I had a girl that I dated at one time, and then when I came back to Chang's, we were still like friends. And she's the one that was one of the
What was
people
that charging noise?
Well, I don't know how far we got into it, but
we'll see where the audio cuts off or the video cuts off. I'll put a picture or whatever in there. We're gonna cut it here just because we ran out of visual. What were we talking about again?
Grit, motivation, passion.
Like just now, though.
We were talking about like where did you get that desire? Where did you get that love, that character of being like, I'm gonna fucking be great at every job I do.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be good. I don't know.
I mean, obviously,
part of it. I do want to say part of it is social media, like to what I was just exposed to, and then also like later into my life. I think I mean the start of it was you. Like, you just go to work. Like, you gotta work. Like, you just go get your shit done. And also, like, that it bled into school as well. And you were like, just go to school. Like, you don't have to like school. But, like, going in and getting it done and, getting good grades, like, that's good. Like, that's
important.
Like, and you were just like, I think you also explained it as, you don't have to do anything with it. But, like, just the act of going and trying hard and like getting everything done and having it done, like that in itself is just like good. Like you should do that. Like that's something that you should have.
Maybe that is it.
You shouldn't.
And maybe people don't. There's people that don't have that.
You shouldn't go into something and just like kind of like half-ass it or.
I never really thought about it. Like some dad comes home and is just always bitching about work.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, well, that's what work is.
Yeah, like work sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm gonna have to do it, but like, it can't be fun.
Yeah, it can't be fun.
So you have learned that it can be awesome.
Yeah,
it can be
the work. Yeah,
and the work itself even can be awesome.
Yeah, work itself, like just doing the work and getting it done, like you should be like proud of that.
Yeah,
that's something that you did,
and that's it. And you have that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like such a gift for a human being.
No, it is. It is. Yeah, it is because.
Because we're going to work our asses off in life.
Yeah, forever.
So if you can find a way to be happy and be like, enjoy the grind the way we talk about, I mean, you're so heads and tails above anyone.
Above anyone. Be like, oh man, like it's just a lot of work. Like, no, like, yeah, it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it's going to be good.
What's cool about it?
That's like what's good. Like, cool. Exactly. And that too. And I mean, that too, I also want to factor in video games. You're like leveling up and you're making progress and that progress is good.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't just stay at the same level the whole time.
I'm getting better.
Like you want to progress in the game and become better in the game.
Well, it says like, people that are winners are just winners. They just want to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm racing you to the car or I'm freaking kicking your ass at freaking Call of Duty. Whatever. I mean, I don't see Kobe Bryant ever thinking about not winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it was.
Like I said, everyone wants to be like the hero in their own story. Like, why wouldn't you want to be Superman? Like, why wouldn't you want to be the coolest, most badass motherfucker?
So what stops people from being that?
Yeah.
Because most people aren't.
Maybe maybe you could say it's also a perspective thing.
Well, for sure.
To say like,
but still,
I mean, you don't think everyone's Superman just because your definition of Superman is different.
But I think one thing you talked about the internet, what the internet's done is it also shows you like a broader, bigger world.
That too.
And I think that so many people don't have any of that in their lives. There's young kids today, even in this country, let alone some other third world country, like they don't even know that a world like this exists. Like it's so far away when in reality it's really not. It's a few years of hard work.
Yeah, that too. Or like just you're a few miles like from us, like literally physically. You think like, wow, like I just could never even imagine like not having an iPhone every day.
Yeah. Waking
up and, texting my friends and seeing what's up and just having all of that.
And that's it. I think that,
that too, yeah.
Having
that's actually a very good point.
Having that someone to say, look what's out there.
Yeah, like look what's out. Look what you can go.
You could go do
see
this
or go do this.
And if you don't have that, like you're just like, well, this is as good as I'll get.
Yeah, like this is what we have, and this is what we do.
This is as good as I'll get. This is as smart as I'll be. This is it. Which that sucks. I mean, not that being at that level sucks, but not having the opportunity to see that there's more out there.
Yeah, and that's why it's more confusing that the people with the option don't become better.
Well, and you also look at so many of the people that are like ultra mega successful, like most of them have some like I got kicked in the dick moments. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Bill Clinton was adopted. You know, like, you know, like all these people, like, you know, Elon was, you know, fucking teased and freaking made fun of and didn't have a great home life and fucking things were kind of shitty and, you know, like normally there's some edge to these people. You know, Tom Brady got drafted in the 6th round. I was like, fuck you guys, man. Really? 6th round?
Yeah, I'm gonna go win 6 rings.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? I fucking am great. I'm gonna fucking make everyone pay.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna pay for your stupidity. And it's like that adversity. It's like that edge, that grit, that edge, that adversity is what really is what makes people. Because you don't have Bill Gates' kids are probably doing some cool shit, but they're never gonna do what Bill Gates did.
No.
Why would they? They're chilling. I mean, he didn't give them everything, but he gave them each like 10 million. That's a hell of a start. You know, that's not bad.
You're already financially free.
Yeah, and you're a Gates. Like everyone's going to want you to be like
also,
in your company.
Sure. But
just influence alone.
Getting money, having money, and that creates
there's no
option that basically makes employment.
But like rarely is there like a family member that goes on to like kill it more in the business than their dad did. You know what I mean? Normally, like the company's kind of seen its like natural progression, and now the kid's running it, but you know they're never going to grow it the way their dad did, or they're never going to grow it the way their brother did, or whatever the case may be. I mean, it happens, but it's rare. It's less likely because I'm sorry, comfort, you know, breeds complacency. I mean, when you're fucking starving, you're motivated.
Yeah.
Like if you're hungry,
food on the table.
But when there's like fillets all over the place and you're just kicking it, watching movies all the time, it's hard to get motivated.
You know, we could just sit around one more hour and watch and eat fillets.
What's the big deal? What's the big deal? No big deal. Fuck it. So we always had to talk about work. Sorry, it's just our thing, but this is deeper than work. It's motivation, it's passion, it's finding your calling in life, whatever that case may be. But, you know, my encouragement to anybody is one, you know, don't ever create a ceiling. There's no ceiling.
Yeah.
You can have whatever you want. You know, if I could give anyone that moment in life, I would give it to them. All around the world, every kid. I wish I could tell every kid, hey, this is what you could do. Doesn't seem like it right now, but you could. Might not be likely, but it's possible. And, you know, going out and taking risks and searching for your freaking, you know, that opportunity, I think is huge. And the people that do it are just so stinking happy when they do it. You know, as I was watching Joe Rogan, he was talking about all these people. He's like, yeah, you know, Mr. Coffee Shop guy who's like 30 right now. I want to, you know, I got to be my own boss, you know, because I don't want anyone telling me what to do and this and this and this. And I want to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to own my own company. And Joe Rogan's just like, you are such a loser. You know what I mean? He's just like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, you want to be an entrepreneur? There's no Christmas. There's no birthdays. There's no fucking week off. He's like, it's fucking shitty. And you grind and you think you're going to fail every day and it sucks and it's brutal. Be ready for that. People don't want to do that. They don't want to pay that price. Yeah. There's a fucking price on everything, no matter what you do. And try to go find something you're going to be happy doing, but like you're going to fucking grind. You're going to. There's no businesses that are like fucking easy. There's no entrepreneur upstarts that are easy. None.
Yeah.
None. 1 in a million. Yeah, 1 in a million, 1 in a trillion didn't win the lottery too. There's no you know what I mean? It's no different than winning the lottery.
It is essentially, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just fell into the perfect concept, the perfect moment, and you just got paid and your company blew up and 5 years later you're a millionaire. Yes. There are those. But there are not fucking many, man. There's way more absolute fall in your face, kick in the dick failures than the one that got lucky. But it's no different than winning the lottery. You just won the lottery. Your concept just jammed.
Your concept jammed and everyone liked it.
Everyone loved it. And it fucking worked perfect. And you picked the perfect location and you picked the perfect management team and you picked everything perfect and it all worked out perfect. It's like a fucking Pixar movie, some goddamn fairy tale or something. Yeah. The reality is more like a fucking horror film. I know.
Well, I think that's a good spot to end it for the night.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Go ahead and like, subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Sorry about the video again. Like, it's time.
We're gonna fix it.
It's time. Yeah, it's time to.
We're gonna figure it out.
My phone. Oh, I have a good story. People will think this was fucked up and gross. So I took a nice, I'm trying to say something with the Abraham Lincoln quote. I went to the privy. Well, I was in the bathroom. I was taking a shit. And I was like on my phone. And then I set it to the side and I like got up and I was going to like wipe my ass. And then I guess like I was getting toilet paper and when I pulled it like out, I don't know how the hand got crossed over or something. But I like knocked my phone over and like it went in the toilet like with my poop.
So we have the right now the pod is getting done. The pod is on
yeah,
the
it's getting
poopy
done
phone.
on like a poop phone.
Poopy phone.
Yeah, poop phone. It's not good.
Brings a whole new light to things.
Yeah, so it's not working very well anymore. And the camera's like cracked, so every time I record it makes like a tapping noise because I've gotten some shit in there. Literal shit.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
Exciting times.
Yeah, exciting times, always there's always fucking something. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night,
Thanks.
everyone. Peace.